Hello, everyone. Grateful to be here with you, Omaji in the Council of Light, fully present, inviting you to lean into the idea of you as a creator being. And we're going to bring forward a process to support you in creating that which you desire. And we just came off of a rewiring for oneness session where we looked at different layers of desire and how in the past we might have been shamed for wanting things. Even in the spiritual community, it can be taught that it's wrong or bad to want things, that that's ego. And in fact, desire is in its purest form comes from source. Now, it can get diluted and distorted along the way, depending on the level of perception and consciousness we're holding. When we've reached a certain level of evolution in our consciousness, our desires are there, and really at all levels, in some form, even if it is a bit distorted, it's still calling us to our, you could say, soul's path, our divine purpose in a way, although purpose is really a vibration. So the reflection of that purpose in the physical dimension. And so with this idea of desire, when we look at the different layers of where we've maybe been shamed to desire, we just invite you and your body deva and your teams to work with the energetic fields and the guides to energetically reference any grids, old beliefs, old ways of being that you might be holding, that your body might be holding, and maybe even grids and beliefs that don't belong to you that carry that shame around desire, returning that back to its right and perfect place along with all relevant and appropriate energetic information and responsibility for it, lifting and dissolving any old grids of kind of suppressing your desire or shunning it or judging it as wrong and bad. And can we show you who you are as the one who links in with its pure desire direct from source in a way that is in integrity with the divine design, that's in alignment with your essence, your gifts, your wisdom. And it's in a way, your desire is communication from the divine. And we're going to just invite you at the level of your higher self, at your spark level, really to activate and amplify that spark of desire in its purest form, to initiate it and to ripple it down to you here. And this doesn't mean we're going to get intellectual information in the now moment. What we're supporting here is the link to the energetic flow of the information. And then the pulse of desire can show up for you in the shower, when you're watching a movie or a commercial, or when you're out in nature, or when you're reading a book, or just spacing out or meditating. And so we don't want to really be attached to what that desire sounds like, looks like, the language of it. It's more being open to receive that impulse of desire from source. And we're just helping each of you that are choosing it to link into that, to amplify it for yourselves. And then once you have that connection to your desire, we're going to help you reestablish that connection to your desire to the degree that you're choosing it. So to show you how to reestablish your connection with your desire. From a place of clarity, empowerment, trust, flow, oneness, connection. And then the lenses of perception in relationship to desire, we're helping with the upgrade of that as well, to the degree that you're choosing it, inviting your higher self, body, data, higher self to upgrade your lenses of perception. upgrading your relationship with your desire to a higher octave. And maybe there's a belief there that I just can never get what I want. And what's the point? And so just inviting you to shift that in your own unique way to the degree that you choose, holding it to your higher self for reinvention. So the piece that I was shown at the end of the rewiring for oneness session that I wanted to bring forward is related to honing a stance. It's a little bit different than our other kind of processes, but it's a way to kind of do a workaround if you're finding that there's a project you're trying to accomplish or a book you're trying to write or something on your to-do list that you can't quite get done, or maybe if it's just moving forward into your next phase, into your new intention for yourself, whatever it is, in the new moon energy next week is a good time to really work this piece from now and really through the new moon to help you hone the stance that can support you in welcoming what it is you desire. And so we invite you to kind of feel into one thing that you want to create or that you'd like to see show up a certain way for you. And maybe jot it down somewhere. Maybe it's more empowered relationships. Maybe it's a more loving relationship with self. Maybe it's more in the bank account. Maybe it's, oh, I want to cook more. I want to cook for myself more. I want to garden, which this time of year for some of us, depending on where we are in the world, maybe not the time to start gardening, although you could do it, sure. Craft or be more creative, maybe painting. If there's something you've been trying to initiate that you haven't been able to do, or you'd like to see reinvent show up differently in your world, this 12/12 gateway new moon next week is huge for reinvention, for upgrade. So this is perfect timing. And we're going to be offering a session, the guides are saying, on the 12/12 gateway, Stargate. If you're inclined to join us, it's for a sliding scale. And we always encourage you to choose the level of contribution that allows you to be the most receptive to receiving what's actually being shared, because there's always a lot that's shared. So feel into your guidance, your knowing on that contribution level if you choose to join us. So when you hone in on the piece, the thing, choose one for now, one thing that you'd like to show up differently. Maybe it's your sleep. Maybe you don't feel like you're sleeping very well at night. What's the one thing? Maybe you want to be more organized. Or maybe there's a specific project you just can't quite seem to finish or start. So whatever it is, hone in on one thing. When you have it, we're going to bring in this energetic process that goes far beyond the intellect. We're not going to use the mental body to do any of this. We're just going to observe and allow our higher self, our energetic fields. And again, reminding you that in the work that we share, you're the one either choosing or not choosing to do it. So when we say, are you willing to, or invite your higher self to, that's really your cue to say, yes, I'm choosing that, or to say no. And not choosing is a choice. So it's either a yes or it's a no. And there's no judgment either way. But we encourage you to hold the responsibility for you shifting you, for you choosing it for you or not, for you being in your free will choice. Good. We invite you to take a deep breath in retrieving all your reference points for you back to your column of light that is you. Body did the same, team same. And as you lean into your line of light, bringing all of your energy and awareness out of the past, out of the future, into the now. We invite your higher self, body, Davis, higher self, and teams to work with the energetic fields and the guides to energetically reference in a higher realm a safe container for you all to gather and to convene and to collaborate and to mull over all the possible scenarios for the manifestation of what it is you're wishing to create, whether it's to be more motivated, to complete a project, whatever it is. And so we just invite that to take place in a higher dimension. So you can just hold a gentle awareness that that conference is happening in a higher dimension with your guides and advisors at the level of your higher self, with your body Davis guides and advisors at the level of its higher self, and the teams. And what the clarity is being like honed in on, cultivated, the clarity that's being cultivated in that higher realm, in that conference, is what's the appropriate energetic stance for me to hold, for my body to hold, for my teams to hold, and my body Davis teams to hold, and maybe even my guides to hold, that would allow for the either forward movement, the reinvention, the manifestation, the more motivation, the better sleep, whatever it is we're after. And again, pick one for now. We're just going to hold space for that clarity to occur in a higher realm. We're not getting it here, we're getting it there. So just holding space for that clarity. It's kind of like when you're in a meeting and you're all tossing around ideas to each other. And you're trying different things. We're holding space for that to occur in a higher dimension. It's like rehearsal and sharing information. Everyone in the group, meaning you, your body, your teams, your guides, are all leaning into their mastery more. Like, what do I good at? What do I have mastery of that could support that process? That could positively, empathically impact the group field. And then when you feel it's complete, inviting you at the level of your higher self, body, Davis, higher self, and teams to move into that stance in an appropriate way. Whatever stance would be most supportive. And then balance and stabilize. Update all grids, all reference points, all ways in which you perceive and are perceived, allowing all of that to ripple and reflect into the now. And that's a process that you might want to work like a muscle using for the same thing over the next week as we prepare for the 12/12, new moon, maybe even a little bit after that. I mean, you could see if things shift for you or not. Keep working it a little longer, maybe if nothing shifts. And then recognize that you could also reemploy this for anything at any time, but you want to look at the waves of creation, the moon cycles, astrology is a good reflection of what's being asked for. Again, this 12/12 gateway that's upcoming on the new moon, that's on the cusp of Mercury retrograde and right for reinvention, upgrade. So good time where things are malleable and we're able to actually hone a new stance. And then another good time might be end of year, when we're kind of waning out the end of the year and preparing to welcome the new for the new year. So feel into maybe the week before this new moon cycle and then maybe the next new moon cycle, but follow what resonates for you. And that's a really simple tool that you can use. They're saying simple but effective to help you in shifting something that maybe where you feel a little stuck. It isn't shifting, and you've tried maybe other processes and other things. So play with the idea of shifting the stance in a higher realm. And just sharing all gratitude and love for you during this time of holiday seasons, no matter where you are in the world. And thank you again for journeying with us. We look forward to connecting with you all soon. If you want to register for the 12/12 Stargate, it's on our website at embracingtheinfinite.com. And we're also going to be posting another New Year's Eve opportunity where we're going to be doing a transmission on 123123, which is 12/31/23, the end of the year. Much love to each of you. And thank you for your willingness to grow and evolve in a conscious way. Blessings.